morning, everyone. My name is Miss Laura, and I'm going to be reading some stories to you today. Today's story time is brought to you by the Pasco County Libraries. Today's theme is skunks. Why don't we start by singing our hello song? Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you today? I am very good, thank you. I hope you're good too. Now, the first book we have is written by Mac Barnett, and it's illustrated by Patrick McDonald. You might recognize some of his artwork. He illustrates and writes a comic strip that's featured in a lot of newspapers. The Skunk is published by Roaring Brook Press. When I left my house, there was a skunk on my doorstep. I kept very still. I did not want to startle him, but the skunk did not seem scared. Slowly and carefully I backed away and started down the street. The skunk started right after me. We walked together a few blocks. I thought it was funny that a skunk and I could be going in the same direction. But after a mile, I realized I was being followed. When I sped up, the skunk sped up. When I slowed, the skunk slowed. Looks like they're taking a coffee break there. I took many wild turns, and so did the skunk. I turned to the skunk. I asked, "What do you want?" The skunk did not answer. The skunk was a skunk. I bought the skunk an apple. I gave him a saucer of milk. I offered him my pocket watch. The skunk did not want any of these things. This was ridiculous. I was wasting my time. I hailed a taxi and sped off down the avenue. The skunk took the next cab. Outside the opera house, I hid behind a shrub. The skunk did not see me crouching there. Success! I bounded up the steps and took my seat. I was relieved to find myself between a lady and a gray old officer. But of course, skunks can't buy tickets to the opera. The curtain rose, and I smiled. In the middle of the first solo, the skunk came trotting down the aisle. He climbed up the lady's gown and took a seat on her head. She did not notice. She was wrapped. "Excuse me, madam," I said, "but there seems to be a skunk on your head." "Hush," said the lady, "this is my favorite part. So strange and so sad." I had to escape. I excused myself and hurried out a fire exit. The skunk pursued me across the city. He followed me through the sculpture garden and the cemetery. I could not get away. I ran to the carnival and bought a ticket to the Ferris wheel. The skunk boarded the gondola after mine. We rode around in great circles. He was not getting any nearer, but he was not getting further away. I'll admit that I began to panic. I ran past the wharf and turned down an alley. It was a dead end. The skunk walked toward me. "Go away, skunk," I shouted, but the skunk came closer and closer. I lifted a manhole and climbed down into the sewers. I hurried underneath the streets. Many times I paused to catch my breath, but never for long. I had to go on. When I came up, I was in a different part of the city. I found a new house. I bought new things. And on my first night, when I opened my bedroom door, guess who was waiting there for me? Nobody. I threw myself a party. I cooked a large dinner. People bought me gifts. After dessert, during the dancing, I thought about the skunk. What was he doing? Was he looking for me? Was he back in his burrow? Was he following someone else? I left the party to find my skunk. He was not in the alley. He was not in the carnival. He was not beneath the city. I couldn't find him anywhere. I searched and searched. There was the skunk. I trailed him down the sidewalk, careful to remain hidden. I think I'll keep an eye on him and make sure he does not follow me again. Well, what do you think? I think that the gentleman actually missed the skunk. I think he enjoyed having him follow him in the end. Now, we have a craft kit that is for you this week to go along with our theme. And it's how to make your own skunk. Now, in your kit you have 3 black triangles. 2 of them have the top corner curved. These are the ears. That's what you will glue down with your glue stick first. Then, using the school glue, glue this first popsicle stick down. On top of that, with the glue stick, this triangle, facing in the opposite direction to the ears. Next, using the strong glue, glue these 2 popsicle sticks to form a triangle. Next is the little heart, that's his nose. That I just used the glue stick, pop that on the end there. And a little bit of glue, oh, that one came loose as I poked it, for his eyes. So there you have it, a very simple, very cute little skunk. Now, if you have any cute stickers at home, I found this cute little heart sticker. It's not a heart, is it? It's a flower. I could put that on there if I wanted to make my skunk a girl. Or I could give him a bow tie down here if I wanted to make him a boy skunk. But I think the flower looks very pretty. And there you have your very own skunk. Next, we have a very funny book. It's called Please Don't Upset Pee-ew-tiful. That is the skunk's name. This book is written by Lynn Rowe Reed, and it says a funny and smelly story. Ooh, I hope it doesn't smell too bad. I'm about to turn the pages. This book is published by Alfred A. Knopf, which is part of Random House. One morning at City Hall, Mayor Tootleby opened a letter that read, "Dear Mr. Mayor, my home was replaced by a shopping mall. I'm looking for a new home. I am kind, hardworking, generally smell fine, and am good with children and animals. May I come to your town to live? Sincerely, Pee-ew-tiful." "Why, of course," replied the mayor, and he welcomed Pee-ew-tiful with open arms. Mayor Tootleby gave Pee-ew a job driving the school bus. The first day went perfectly. But on the second day, a fight broke out at the back of the bus and spread all the way to the front. All that arguing was making Pee-ew upset. His tail began to lift and lift. Suddenly a gush of skunk spray sprang from his behind. The kids were aghast. "Pee-ew!" Mayor Tootleby took Pee-ew-tiful to his office. "You are finished working around children," he scolded. They drove to the pet store. The mayor told its owner, "He is kind and will work hard for you. But please don't upset Pee-ew-tiful." Pee-ew was good with the animals. He loved the dogs and the cats and the rabbits and the gerbils, but not the snake. Pee-ew! Mayor Tootleby was determined to find the right job for Pee-ew. He asked, "What is your most favorite thing?" "Baseball," replied Pee-ew. "Then you should sell popcorn at the baseball games," announced the mayor. And he arranged for Pee-ew to sell popcorn that very night. Popcorn, popcorn. In the evening, Mayor Tootleby took Pee-ew-Zarilla to the ballpark. Pee-ew sold more popcorn during one game than anyone ever had before. It was all going well until a ball came flying from the field, knocked Pee-ew-Zarilla on the noggin. Mayor Tootleby shouted, "Please, don't upset Pee-ew-Zarilla," but it was too late. "Foul!" shouted the umpire. "Foul indeed. Pee-ew!" "You have one last chance," the mayor warned Pee-ew. "Your job will be to clean my wife's store at night." The mayor took Pee-ew to Mrs. Tootleby's store and left him with her. Before leaving, Mrs. Tootleby showed Pee-ew what to do. As she turned to go, a big bad man in a ski mask hit Mrs. Tootleby over the head. She was out cold. Then he scooped up a bag full of diamond rings and necklaces. Pee-ew-Zarilla could only imagine how mad Mayor Tootleby would be if the store was robbed. He turned to the robber and said, "Please, don't upset Pee-ew-Zarilla." But it was too late. Pee-ew cracked, and I mean cracked under pressure. First, the spray hit the robber in the face. He swayed and fell to the floor. Then the smell reached Mrs. Tootleby's nose and awakened her. When the mayor and the police arrived, Mrs. Tootleby was hugging and kissing her hero, Pee-ew-Zarilla. Mayor Tootleby gave Pee-ew a new job, and he gave his town a new name. Welcome to Stinkville, where smelling good isn't everything. And look at that. He made Pee-ew-Zarilla chief of police. I guess Pee-ew-Zarilla had a secret talent, didn't he? Knocking out criminals. Well, I hope you had fun today hearing all about skunks. And shall we sing our goodbye song? We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye to all our friends. We wave goodbye like this. Goodbye, everyone. See you again soon.